Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to make some flat pens today. That was one of the suggestions on the community when I posted that question on YouTube. So I have been playing around, as you can see. There's lots of different ways to make them. This one I love. This one is the one that's going in the journal that I'm making now. It is kind of it's got kind of some pinks and all of that in it. I love that. And then I have put a little eyelet up here and then a little clip, and I'm going to hang some charms on that probably. But then there's your little pen right there at the bottom. And then let's see, and you can do some more decorating. I'll probably put a little label or something else on there. I haven't done any decorating on them. This one actually turned out a little tad bit crooked, and I don't know why. It looks to me like it's a little crooked, like right there. Don't know why exactly, but I may have not, this may have gone in a little crooked, but anyway, I'll use this one myself. And again, I just put a little eyelet there and then some seam binding. This is just from a scrap of the Tim Holtz paper, another eyelet seam binding. And then this is a scrap that I had in my stash, and I cut the bottom of it to look like a pen, as you can see there. And then I put a little eyelet up there and just tied some regular string at the top, just for something different. Rounded the corners. So as you can see, they're both two-sided. And then this is another scrap piece of paper that I had. And I put my pen in there, and then I put a little paper clip up here. And I hung a little pin on there so that I can do a charm on there if I want. And then you can do more decorating here as well. And then this one, this is just a scrap in my stash. Put a pin in there, and then I put the paper clip at the top, and I'll hang a little charm or something from that. So I've got the paper clip there, and you could actually clip this on the page if you wanted to, just like you could clip this one on the page, because you got that paper clip at the back, so you could clip that one on the side of the page if you wanted to. So I like them. I think they're fun and they're easy. They're easy peasy easy. Okay, now I've started out, and the reason I've started out with this size paper is because I'm using these pens. And you can buy just the inserts, but I had these pens in my stash for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. Haven't used them, so I thought, and you can get a dozen of those for like $1. So I thought, why not use these? Your pen, it helps if it has that little bit of a nib at the bottom, where when you're pushing down on it to write, that it doesn't slide back up in there. If you glue it well, it usually doesn't, but I just like that little nib there, just so that it gives it that little bit of added protection. Now, all I did was measured. I put my little nib down there and just measured my paper. Mine is 5 3/4 by 2 inches. I don't like mine very wide. I want to be able to hold it just like a pen. And these you can. And you could put lots more little jingles up here. And wouldn't that be fun? Now, what I do is I score at 1 inch. And you could fold it, just fold if you want to, but I have to score because I'm not too great at folding and getting it right. Sometimes I score and I don't get it right. Okay, and then we're just going to fold that in half. And I use my bone folder to go over that. And just make sure that your little edges are pretty straight. They don't have to be perfect, but pretty straight. Now, I like my corners rounded. You could do lots of different things to them. As you can see, on this one, I rounded it a lot. Let's see. This one, I didn't round it quite so much. This one, just a small round. It's just different ways. This one, I just cut little corners off. So you can do it lots of different ways. But I kind of like it looking like a pen at the bottom. I kind of like that look. So what I'm going to do, first off, I'm going to decide which one's the top. This is the top, I think. There's my butterfly. And then I'm going to round these corners. And I'm using my little corner rounder here. So I rounded those corners. Then down here on the bottom, I want to cut it like a pin shape. And all I did is I went ahead and made me a little template. You don't have to do that. You can just cut it, flip the piece over, use it on the other side. It doesn't matter. But you know me, I like to have a little template where I can just cut and flip, cut and flip. So then I'm just gonna, all I'm doing is lining that template up on the side and at the top. And then there's my little space that I need to cut off right there. Okay. Alright. So see how it makes it look like a little pin already at the bottom? Now just open that back up. You can use any glue that you have. You can use hot glue, I guess. I don't know. I haven't tried hot glue on this. It might melt that plastic. But just try a couple of glues out and see what works best for you. So far my art glitter glue has worked good, and the Fabri-Tac works great. So I switch back and forth. Now put a good supply of glue, especially right down at the bottom and at the side and at the top. That's where you're going to need to press down on really, really well. So I put a good supply of glue there. Now I take my little pen here and I just lay it in there, and I just make sure that this little nib that it has down at the bottom is not up and over the paper. I make sure my little nib is still sticking out. And I'll see if I can show you. I don't want my glue to dry me. But see how that little nib is still sticking out? Right where it has that little divot in it there. Okay, then you need to just start working your glue. And it's going to resist on you. Your paper's going to want to pull back up because, you know, you've got a pen inside there. Now, down here at the bottom, I make sure I center this up. And then I take a couple of little clips. Even though this glue dries very fast, I take these clips and I clip it right up at the edge of that pen, because I want that bottom part to close up really well, because I don't want my pen to go back up in there. And then I take my bone folder and I just start working around on both sides and just kind of press. And it, you know, you'll press one place and another place will kind of come up a little bit, and you'll press that place, and you just have to keep going back and forth until everything seals off really well. You want all of that to seal off. And just try to keep your little pen straight as you can. That helps a lot. Alright, and then I just check it to make sure that my sides are closed up good, and they look like they are. So there, that is the basics of your pen right there. Now I'm going to put a little bit of ink around this because I like the looks of it being kind of finished off. And you could put lace on these. You could put lace in the top. Oh my goodness, there's lots of things that you could do. Decide which side you want to be the front. And just make sure that, you know, you pick a side that everything looks pretty good on, and you don't have any of the white part of the paper sticking out there. Now, since we've got it so wet with glue, it's going to be a little flimsy feeling for a little while, but it's not going to be once you get everything done. And I will tell you, this is better done with a thicker paper. If you do it with a real thin paper like a digital, you need to put 2 pieces on there, or cover your pen first and then put your digital on, because it's got to be a thick enough paper that's going to hold up to all of this, okay? Alright, so there is that. Now, I left enough room at the top. You need to leave enough room that you can punch a hole in there. So we're going to go ahead and punch a hole right there. And I've got a small one, so let me see if I have a small eyelet. I think I do in here. Let's go with, what are we going to go with? Maybe a little yellow one? I don't know. I think the green is too green. It's kind of a limey. And I don't have any of these little tiny eyelets that are in just the neutral colors. Yeah, I think that'll look okay. So we're going to put that in there. I'm going to go ahead and close that. Make sure both sides are okay. And I like to feel, kind of rub my fingers over that one, and if there's something that's still sticking up on it, I like to rub that down because I don't want anybody getting their finger caught in that. Okay, so there is that part. Now you just decide what you're going to put in here. Seam binding or ribbon or what. I'm going to put some of this seam binding in there. This seam binding comes from My Scrap Cabin Shop. She's on Etsy. Love it, love it, love it. And I always have lots of links down there. I don't know if, hopefully I'll remember to put her link down there this time, but normally I do. And if I don't, you can just look up My Scrap Cabin Shop and you'll find it. She has the best crinkle seam binding. Then I like to just stick it through. I double it and I stick it through like that. And then just pull. Now don't pull too hard because this has still got glue drying. So you can pull it again once everything gets nice and dry. But that is it. There's your little pin. Once we take these off, and I'm just going to let that glue dry and we'll take that off. Let's go ahead and make one a little bit different. Let's see. Let's make one with the paper clip. Maybe in the top on this one and on the side on this one. Let's try that. And these I've already scored. I scored those. I just grabbed out a bunch of my scraps and I started scoring. Because like I said, I've kind of got addicted. These are so easy to make. And I had all of those pins that was just laying in my drawer for probably a couple of years. I bought them one year when we was out of town. I think we were actually on a cruise ship. Or maybe I was teaching in Texas. I think I was teaching in Texas. But I bought them because we were doing some things in the class that, you know, everybody needed a pen for. And so I just had a friend of mine, or one of my admins, to go and buy some. And then I just brought them home with me, and they've been in a little box ever since. So it was no use in me ordering any when I could just get those. But you can order those, and I think, as a matter of fact, you can order just the refills off of Amazon without any problem at all. Now, I just went ahead and rounded all those corners, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple more pin and see if I need to refill these. I can just get refills and put in there. Doesn't matter at all. Keep the little sleeves. Alright, now this one, let's see. Oh, I like this for the front. So I'm going to go ahead and put lots and lots of glue here. And I may be doing overkill on glue, but you know me, I'd rather have too much is not enough. Because if it's too much, it'll squirt out and I can wipe it off. And if it's not enough, it'd be hard to get more glue in under here. So, oh yeah, that's pretty. And just, like I said, kind of keep working it with your fingers. And every time I work it with my fingers, I go down here and I make sure that that little nib there, the pin nib, is in the middle. Sorry about that. I had a gnat right in front of my face, so I had to shoo it away. I tell you, gnats and flies are about to drive me batty. You know, we're having this work done, so the contractors go in and out, in and out, in and out, of course, and sometimes they even leave the door wide open. And so the gnats and the flies and everything, they're coming in like crazy, and it's driving me crazy because I do not like insects. Do not like insects at all. If this world didn't have any insects, I would be happy. And don't give me any hate mail for that. I know there's a reason that God created all insects, but I'm just one of those that I cringe when there's a bunch of bugs or insects around. I love outside, but when I go out there this time of year and it's so hot, and there's lots of insects everywhere, and they're trying to get all over you and in your face, and I can't stand it. I have to start spraying. Okay, going around that with a little bit of ink. That one seems like it's sealed pretty quick, pretty good. So that's good. And then I'm gonna, let's see. Oh, I was gonna put a paper clip in this one and I didn't. Okay. Let me think about this a minute. We could still put a paper clip on here. I did see someone that had actually put a paper clip just on the outside like that. Ah, man, see, that's what I get for talking. I was going to put a paper clip in there, and you can do that, but do it before you glue everything together. Don't do like me. Let's see if this comes apart any at all. I probably glued it way too good. No, it's not going to come apart. So on this one, we'll put the paper clip. I'm going to lay it on top so I'll know. This one, we'll just punch a hole. See, when I get started talking, I forget what I'm going to do. And that's the bad part. Okay, I think on this one, we're going to put this pretty rose eyelet. That is the same color of that rose there. Sealed over well. And then let's get a different color seam binding to put in that one. Got these two. I think that one would go. This is out of her Tea Party set. It's the one I was showing yesterday on the video. Since I'm doing a Tea Party journal next, this is going to be great to use. Now I got to find the end because I don't think I've used this one before. There we go. Kind of fold it, and then yeah, I'm going to use this side, and sometimes you have to kind of help it through. There we go. Then just open that up, pull that through, and again, don't pull on it too hard right now because all this is still wet, so it's very, very tender right now. Alright, we're going to lay that one there. This one, we are going to put the paper clip in it. And I'm going to put it in the top, I think. Let's see which side. I think I'm going to use this side. Yeah, this is going to be the front. So again, let's put some glue down here. Now, if you want these pieces wider, you can cut them wider. But I cut all of mine at 2 inches. That seems to be wide enough for me. I don't like them very wide. I've made some wide before, and they're just hard to hold. This glue is getting very tacky very fast because it's so hot here. It is so humid and hot. I think it was 112 heat index today, and it was like 96 maybe. I can't remember exactly what it went up to, but it's very hot. It's like breathing through a sponge. And I know you guys out in Arizona and those places, it's a lot hotter there, I know. But we have very humid heat. I like the dry heat. I've been in Arizona, Phoenix before, and the dry heat is not quite so bad on me anyway. But the wet heat is what just gets me. It's like, oh, you just walk outside and you need a shower, or you feel like you just got one in hot, hot water. Okay, go ahead and press that down. Alright. Did you see what I just did again? So yes, I closed that little guy up without putting my paper clip in there. So we're going to do it now. I opened it back up just a little bit. I'm hoping I'm not going to mess anything up. There again, I was talking. Talking. Just leave a little bit of your paper clip sticking out the top, and then you can hang a charm or something from it, and then you can always clip this on your page. And I said I was going to use this for my front, but since I had put the paper clip that way, well, we'll use this for the front. I don't need to be talking and crafting at the same time, I don't think. Some days I don't. Some days I can do it, but other days it's like, My brain don't gonna go that way. Okay. And you'll notice that one side is kind of flat, and then the other side has a little poof in it. And that's the way they are on all of them. So you just decide which one you want to be the front and which one you want to be the back. Okay? Alright, I'm just going to leave those clips on there. Now these clips, I'm sure probably all this is dry. So we'll take those off, and then I just go in there and make sure I get all that glue from right around the pin. And then we're going to go ahead and ink that bottom portion up. Like that. This one should be dry. Let's see. Yep. I think it is. We're going to put a little ink down there. So there's that one. And then this one, of course, is not dry, but we're still going to go ahead and ink it. Okay, so that is that one. Now, as I said, you can decorate these any way that you want. I will hang charms on some. This one I may put a few more little pieces of string in there just so it'll have a little bit of jingle when you're writing. And, you know, this one I'll hang a little charm from. Just different things that you can do to them. You can put lace on them, do all different kinds of things. This is just an idea, but this is the gist of how they're made, and then you go ahead and just make them your own. I'm going to go ahead and put this little pin right here in the top so I'll know that I want to put a little charm on that one, and then we need a little pin on that one. But I think they're cute and they're easy. You can just make tons. Look, I've made all of these in just a short period of time. Let me grab a little piece of lace, and we'll put a little piece of lace down one. Okay, I'm just going to go with some of these smaller laces. This one that I've got here. And I think this is the right side. And I'm just going to run a little piece right down through there. You could just put a little piece at the top or a little piece at the bottom. Do it any way that you want to decorate it up. And I'm not even going to run it all the way from the top to the bottom. I'm just going to run a little piece of this down through there. I'm trying to decide. This one's hard to tell the front from the back. Oh, I like that. That is cute. Maybe you can see it that way. There we go. Having to take out some of the light. There's just so much brightness out here today. And our air is not working real well out here today. So it's very, very hot. We've got the air conditioner man coming tomorrow. So hopefully he can figure out what's going on, because it is miserable out here in the shop. There you go. I think we'll do that there. And that may be all that we do on that one. I mean, you could keep going. You could put some little numbers and things on there, but I don't really want to do a lot to them. Let's see. Let's put, I think this one is calling for a piece of trim because it is so blue. So we'll put a piece of this on there. This trim ravels pretty bad, but I think if I glue it down good, it'll be okay. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. And this one, since it's like it is, we're just gonna run it right down the middle. It's kind of a double-sided trim. Just run it right down the middle. If I can get it straight. Go ahead and cut that off. There we go. There's that one. That's cute. And let's see, which other one is calling for some trim? I think some lace would be pretty on that one, but I think this lace might be prettier on it. Oh yeah, that's cute right there. Very, very cute. And I'm just going to run a short piece down through there. And if you have a lace that ravels pretty easy, like this does, when you put it down, just make sure that you capture the ends in that glue, and then it won't ravel anymore. Look at that, and that's cute. Let's see if I can block out some light for you. Sorry, I've got so much light coming in the windows. Isn't that cute? Alright, then what else do we think? Let's put a piece on this one because that's kind of plain there, and I want some kind of lace on it. So we'll put a short piece on that one. I think I'll just put it right down here at the bottom. All right, and then right up here at the top, right where my lace stops, I'm just going to put a little number. If you have some little small flowers, that'd be pretty to put up them. I'm just going to put that little number right there, right across there. And this is just quick, not thinking ephemera, but you can spend some time on these and make them very, very, very pretty. So, you know, you could put a label on there like that. Lots of different things you can do. But I think that's all I'm going to do to these. You guys use your imagination and decorate them up. But that is it. And I'll have some close-up shots at the end of the video so that you can take a look at them. I know my light is so bright right now, it's hard to see everything really well. But I'll have some close-up shots at the end of the video so you can tell exactly what they look like. Alright guys, we will talk to you later. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.